y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I started an intro for this video that I really did not like, so I'm refilming it. This is going to be a reading vlog. I'm very excited about it. I'm reading some of the books off of my April TBR and I have a lot of opinions to share. So I'm just gonna get right on into this video, not take too long on this clip and ramble like I tend to do. But I'm starting this video with cleaning out my closet and switching my clothes over from my winter clothes to like my spring summer clothes because it's starting to get warm here in California. So that's very exciting. I'm so happy to have like an updated closet even though it's all my old clothes. But I just wanted to hop on here and film an intro, so let's get on into the video.
Begged the son to take her to the court of the Caliph, Harun al-Rashid.
If I'm being honest, I didn't mean to fall in love with you. It just kinda happened, don't really know when. Just know that it's with you. That's making me nervous.
Okay, so I got to chapter, I think it was 17 with the audiobook. Yeah, I got to chapter 17 with the audiobook for Chain of Gold. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit and read some more. I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm 62% of the way through. I'm enjoying it, but I am not enjoying it as much as I enjoy the Infernal Devices trilogy. I still think this is really good. I just feel like the characters are very young. Like, this is a YA series. And I think the entire Shadowhunter realm is YA. But with the Infernal Devices, it was YA. It was written like that. But it didn't feel too young. Everything that the characters were going through didn't make them feel like really young. This just, like, the characters just feel way younger than what they are. Cassandra Clare hasn't just like come out right and like said what they are. I think they're about like 18 though. They just seem so much younger than Tessa, Jim, Will, and all those other characters. So I'm having a hard time like connecting with them just because like so many of their actions and so much of like what they're talking about just feels like young, and their parents are still alive. So like all the couples that got together in the Infernal Devices, like it's their children. All those characters are still alive, and I think that's what's messing with me and making them seem younger, because like Jim, Will, and Tessa didn't have, their parents weren't in the books. They didn't have their parents. So they were just kind of like free roaming and acting like adults. But like there's so many times when the characters are interacting with their parents, and it's nice and it's sweet, and I'm glad that we're having these moments. But it just like really brings the age down to make it almost like a little bit hard for me to really enjoy the story and connect with it. Another thing with that as well is that I might love the Infernal Devices as much as I do because I read that as a kid. So those characters are still really special to me, like even now. So it's like when I was reading that, it was more about like the memories it brought up than actual like story. And this is just kind of like story, if that makes any sense. So it's gotten really rainy, and there's a thunderstorm, and there's lightning, and it's the best ever. But it's gonna be John's birthday this weekend, so I'm going to make his cherry cobbler today because I won't have time any other time this weekend to do it for some of the things that we have planned. So I'm gonna work on the cherry cobbler, bake it. It's a really easy recipe. I'm very excited, and I get to do it while it's raining outside, and that's the best thing ever. Best thing ever.
If I'm being honest, I didn't mean to fall in love with you, with you, with you, with you. It just kinda happened. Don't really know when. Just know that it's with you, with you, with you, with you. Now it's making me nervous, 'cause I'm thinking you noticed. Let me know if you change your mind. 'Cause when all we do is talk, it's impossible not to fall a little bit in love. But tell me if I'm wrong.
So this is what it looks like before it bakes, so hopefully it will turn out. Hi. I never know how to like end clips and then start clips with like vlogs like this, but I finished Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare last night. I don't have as good of things to say about this as I was hoping. This was literally my top book of the month, and it wasn't what I would have expected. Some of my like issues with it, I think I said this in the last clip, the characters just felt like really young in this one. Like it definitely felt more like a YA fantasy than the Infernal Devices did. So I had a lot of issue connecting with the characters, and that's like a big thing that helps drive like me to really like a book and like have good reviews about it, is my kind of connection with the characters. But like my biggest gripe of it, probably, I don't know if gripe's a good word, but my biggest issue with the book was the family tree. There were so many characters and so many people related to each other, and so many people had kids, that it was just like, I don't know who's related to who. And I felt like instead of paying attention to the plot and just enjoying reading it, I felt like I was trying to figure out whose kid was who and whose sibling was who. Was not as impressed with this book as I thought I was going to be, and honestly I'm really happy that I'm finally done with it. It took me what felt like forever to get through. I think I will still read the second and third book and like finish out the trilogy, because I do have a lot of hope with where the plot's going for it to progress and get better. But I don't know, I just don't like the characters as much in this one. I would say Matthew is my favorite. He's the most probably entertaining. And James, I find a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I also really like Cordelia, and I cannot stand Grace. So if you've read these books, like, you might understand what I'm saying. I cannot stand Grace. She's so annoying. I started a new book last night, and like these types of books where I'm like so excited about reading them and like they're my top read of the month kind of a thing, and they just like, they don't live up to my expectation. It puts me in like the start of a reading slump, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm never going to read another book in my entire life. I'm never going to pick one up. I have this whole hobby and I'm done for. Like, can't do it. I'm just being dramatic because I picked up Heartstopper. I'm so excited about it, but I feel like I'm reading it wrong because I'm reading it so fast. But it's a graphic novel, so like there's definitely words in it, there's dialogue, but it's not like pages on a book. So I'm like going through it really fast, and I'm like, I feel like I'm reading it wrong because I'm reading it fast. I'm pretty confident though that I can get through this in like honestly kind of a day or two. So I am so excited about this, and I'm definitely going to be watching I think it's Netflix that they did like show version of this book. I don't know why I can't think of the word. I'm very excited about this. I've only heard good things about it, so I have really high expectations, and I'm also kind of excited to get through a book kind of fast. I think that will help with my reading slump, especially since this is something completely different from Chain of Gold. I think it will just reignite my excitement again. Book is so cute.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which book is this?
It's Heartstopper, the graphic novel. I just feel like I'm reading it so fast. I'm already on page 92.
It's got pictures.
It's a graphic novel, yeah.
Yeah, they go really fast.
They're just so cute.
Yeah, you are almost done.
So I'm back. Honestly, I don't remember how much I filmed of me reading Heartstopper. I don't think I filmed much, but I literally finished the book in 2 hours maybe, which shocked me. I still feel like I read it wrong. I know it's a graphic novel, but I just feel like I read it too fast. I don't know. But I literally went to my library and I picked up the second book. I read this in 2 hours as well. Since I've never read a graphic novel, I don't have many thoughts and opinions on it because I really have nothing to like base it off of. I did really enjoy these though. The relationship between the two characters is so adorable, and it's just innocent and cute, and like it just is kind of a great depiction of like your first love and being in high school and things like that. It was so cute. I definitely want to finish the series, and I am definitely watching the Netflix show for it. If I looked it up correctly, I think the first season is based off of the first 2 books. So I'm definitely going to be reading that. Watching that. So I'm very excited, but sorry for not having many thoughts on it. It's my first graphic novel, so I don't want to have too big of an opinion on it. So I am now reading Deepened on my Kindle by Ali Hazelwood. And I feel like I'm always like, I'm reading this on my Kindle, and then I like show you guys my physical copy. I get so many of these books. I talk about Libby all the time. They should like sponsor me or something. That's so stereotypical like YouTuber to say, but dead serious. I mention them in every video. Does Libby even do sponsorships? Like, they're attached to the Library Association, so I don't even think they would. Anyways, I get all my books through Libby, and I just like will place holds on things that I want to get around to reading, because I just find it's so much more comfortable to read a book off my Kindle. But yeah, like I will probably prefer my Kindle over a book anytime. But that's how I get so many of my Kindle books. I'm not paying for digital media. Like, that's too expensive at this point. And I just like having a book collection, so I just use the library app. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I started it last night, and I got up to like 50 pages. It's not bad. It's definitely not something that I'm expecting. I think it's going to be her most like spicy book, which I'm interested to know some of the conversations that will happen in this plot and just see how everything progresses with it. I am still excited about it. I'm interested to know my feelings, because I know I've said this before. I know a lot of people like have mixed feelings about this, so I'm curious. Don't mind my hair. I look like a mushroom. I had to brush out the curls that I did. Honestly, in this lighting, it doesn't look too bad. But I did heatless curls, and I also cut my hair, but it's not even. I at least don't think so. I can't really tell. But I wear my hair curly all the time, so I was like, I don't really care if it's even, because you wouldn't really be able to tell, honestly. But I did heatless curls. They turned out really good. The camera keeps focusing in and out, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. But anyways, that's besides the point. I wanted to hop on here because I'm laying on my couch reading Deepened by Ali Hazelwood, and I was literally kicking my feet. I was literally kicking my feet. Like, I know it's like a whole TikTok thing right now for the joke to be like, I'm kicking my feet at words on paper. I need to go touch grass. This is a really good sign. When people are like, oh my god, she set up her camera to like wake up and then got back in bed. I'm not getting back in bed. I'm gonna do my laundry. But I did literally just wake up.
If I'm being honest, I didn't mean to fall in love with you, with you, with you, with you.
I changed my sheets. I put new sheets on my bed. I hate this color though. Like, it's a taupey grayish brown. But that's one of the things with like moving in with your significant other. Like, I moved in with my boyfriend, and I didn't want him to be like stuck in a house where it was like pink bedding and girly and frilly. So like I really tried to go for more like neutral undertones. Our house is very green because of that. I like literally fell into the stereotype of like moving in with your boyfriend and your house turning green. But I feel like I've picked out some colors that I just don't really like. But John and I don't have the money to like replace sheets that work perfectly fine and have no holes. So I just gotta suck it up. I have a bit of a busier day today. It's Monday. I'm off work. I gave myself like a 3-day weekend, which is really nice. Saturday, John and I went on a walk, and then I literally sat in my tanning chair for a few hours, and it was amazing, and I enjoyed it so much. Can you all hear these birds? They're driving me crazy. I'm switching where I'm filming right now. The birds in our, the birds in our neighborhood are so loud. So loud. They drive me crazy. They wake me up every morning. And it's not like pleasant, like, oh, I wake up and the birds are chirping. No, it's like 6:30 in the morning and the birds are freaking chirping. They're screaming. Like, shut up so I can sleep. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I relaxed the majority of the day on Saturday, which was amazing. I was reading Deepen by Ali Hazelwood. I absolutely loved that book. It was so good. I know I kept saying throughout this vlog, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about Deepened because I feel like there's so many mixed reviews from everybody. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I loved both main characters. I liked the romance behind it. I liked their motivations individually as characters. I understood them as characters. I liked the writing. It was fast-paced and enjoyable. The only thing was I felt like we hit just a little bit over the halfway point, and it got so focused on the diving aspect of it and just the competitions that it got kind of boring to me. And I would say the last half of the book I just kind of zoned out and didn't really like process what I was reading. But I still think it was a really great book, and I definitely recommend it to you guys. I read that on Saturday, and then yesterday, Sunday, we celebrated John's birthday with his family. So we were out like the majority of the day. Today I want to relax. I have an appointment in the afternoon, which I'm not excited about. I'm nervous about. And I hate scheduling later appointments because I'm the kind of person that feels like I can't do anything until the appointment's over with. But the appointment is at 3 o'clock, so I'd be literally wasting my entire day. So, like, I have anticipation anxiety about it. So I just want to, like, freeze and, like, sit on my couch and do nothing and just, like, stress about it. But I can't do that. I would literally waste my entire day. So I have some things I need to get done. I need to, like, meal prep for the week, do my laundry, do my bedding, pick up the office a little bit because I've like made it a disaster. I just literally like don't have energy to do stuff like at all right now. I'm just always tired. I want to talk, my hair, this is crazy. I look crazy. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Deepened. So if you guys don't know what it's about, which I'd be a little bit shocked because everybody's like read it and kind of talked about it. I feel like I'm late to the game. But Deepen is about a girl who is on the diving team who is dealing with, I think they called it the twisties in this. I can't fully remember. But she ended up getting severely injured her last season. And she's dealing with the psychological aspects of diving and overcoming them. And so she's talking to a therapist about what she's dealing with on the swim team. And she has this friend on the swim team who's broken up with her boyfriend, who is Lucas, our male main character and love interest. And she is trying to put them together because they have similar interests in stuff. I don't want to say it on YouTube because I think YouTube would be like, you can't say that. But they have similar interest in things, and she puts them together because she just thinks that it would be good for Lucas since she broke up with him. She doesn't want him to be alone. These characters are kind of just bantering back and forth. They're really shy with each other, and they finally decide, okay, let's hook up and let's see how this goes between us. And we just kind of watch them overcome some of the issues that they have within themselves as they're starting to get to know each other more. So we're watching Lucas deal with like some of his control issues and I feel like Scarlett is dealing with similar issues that he is with. I really like the representation of like her anxiety, her extreme perfectionism, and how that interferes with her day-to-day life, especially with swimming. And she's going to therapy and she's overcoming all of these emotions, and it was just really nice to read about because I felt like I could relate to both characters in different ways. And they just felt like fleshed out real people in this instead of just like kind of two-dimensional characters, which is something I feel like I talk a lot about with Ali Hazelwood writing. I've been seeing these things on social media about like fast fashion publishing, which I find really interesting. And if you don't necessarily know what that means, fast fashion is the process of making a ton of clothes really, really fast with really, really cheap materials and pushing it out at a really, really low price. And so the people who are making the clothes are paid a less than livable wage. So, I mean, I don't know about wages in the publishing industry. I'm not in the publishing industry. I haven't looked into it. But the whole concept of calling publishing fast fashion right now is that there are a lot of writers who seem to be pushing out a ton of work back to back to back. Like they're publishing like multiple pieces of work within a year, or what feels like that fast. And it's just not quality and up to the standard of what they used to. And I mean, I don't know Ali Hazelwood's writing process. I don't know how long she works on these books behind the scenes before we are told from her in the publishing house that she's publishing a new novel and this is the date. But I just have felt like some of her books haven't been up to the quality of writing as like The Love Hypothesis was for me. Because I really loved her first 3 published books. It was The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and Love Theoretically. I loved those books. They were so good. And I felt like this book was finally at that level again of a fleshed out plot, fleshed out motivations, fleshed out characters. Why am I saying flesh so much? It's kind of gross. I just felt like her writing was what it used to be in this book, which was something that I really, really enjoyed. But I really liked the characters in this one. I really liked them both. Even some of the like side characters I really enjoyed. And I felt like the side characters were more involved than some of her other books have been. Like I felt like the side characters actually were characters I could remember. Y'all, I'm flying through my TBR and then some. Like I'm doing really good this month and I'm really shocked about it. I'm in the mood for a hockey romance because on Thursday last week we went to an LA Kings game, and I have been to a hockey game before, the Dallas Stars, but we're not going to talk about it. And I had fun there, but we're not going to talk about why I didn't fully enjoy it. But I really enjoyed this game. It was so much fun. And I kept making the joke that I now know what all these hockey romance writers are all about. And let me say, Liz Tomford, I have to wait until May, I think 22nd, for the last book in the Windy City series, and it's Rio's book. So we're going back to hockey. And I have to wait until then. And I'm in a hockey romance book now. I need it now. I need it now. There's some hockey romance books on Kindle Unlimited that I might test out. Might try to see if I want to read them if I'm in the mood for that. If not, I'm going to get to Red Queen. But I find it so funny. I feel like Red Queen is almost like cursed for me because it was literally the book that I plan on reading next. I have it on my bookcase. It's also, why am I holding a hair tie? It's also available on Libby now, so I can read it on my Kindle and I can read the physical book. And I like downloaded it and everything. I was like, okay, I'm ready to like place this hold. I'm ready for this book. And now I'm like, I think I'm in the mood for a hockey romance. And it's only ever this book, and it's always this book. I always find something else to read other than Red Queen, and I don't know why. And I'm really, really interested too to find out if once I read Red Queen, it's going to be one of those books where I'm like, why did I put this off? Why did I put this off? So we're gonna see. We're gonna find out, because there's a novella that I want to read. It wouldn't take me long to read that, and then I could figure out if I even want to continue that series with that author, and then I can read Red Queen first. I don't know. I'm putting too much thought into this. I just need to have fun.